Hello everyone, welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. And yesterday as I was having a very long conversation on the phone with a family member, so long that I never got around to doing tarot, an announcement was made that completely overshadowed Meghan Markle's first day of streaming of her new season. I won't say season, the second bit, the offcuts of With Love Meghan. She'd been hogging the limelight all over the front pages of the newspaper for a good few hours, and then boom, dropped the news that Taylor Swift is engaged, and Meghan was pushed off the front pages, completely irrelevant, and her big moment, she'd been basking in all that glory, was suddenly overshadowed by much better news, most people would say. Now, at first it just looked coincidental, although we'd heard rumblings a few days before from Montecito about the timing of Taylor Swift's announcement of her new album, which clashed with, I think it was the trailer of this offcuts, you know, the leftover bits of pastry that you lump together into a ball and stick in your freezer and forget about for 5 years. Then we heard that they actually got engaged 2 weeks ago, and so the timing became rather more interesting. We know that Taylor Swift is a big fan of the British royal family. She declined the invitation to appear on Meghan's podcast years ago. And so lots of people are beginning to think this was done very deliberately to overshadow Meghan. And you could say what goes around comes around, because it's a classic Meghan Markle stunt that she's pulled innumerable times to overshadow royal family events. And now, lo and behold, the same has happened to her. Interestingly, the Prince and Princess of Wales were very quick to comment under the post on Instagram and congratulate her. Meghan took a while longer, needed to insert herself into the news story, of course. But as I say, it was rather a delicious moment. So we're going to do a quick little reading. There's the Nine of Swords showing up. So stressed by what happened. Didn't expect this to happen. Took to bed with a bottle of her rosé. Let's see what's going on. 5-card reading. We're going to ask what Taylor Swift thinks of Madame Markle. We're going to ask whether the timing was intentional. We're going to ask how Meghan felt when she saw the news, heard the news, and how the timing was received at Adelaide Cottage as well, because I suspect they might have been rather pleased, rather amused by the stunt. Tarot of Curious Creatures on the table, and of course one more shuffle. I need to remind you, it is tarot for fun and entertainment. It is all my opinion and all speculation, and we just read energy here, and disclaimer in the box below. So congratulations to the happy couple. And it's going to be dominating the news cycle for a long time, I should imagine, and the wedding and everything else. What will Meghan do? There we go. Got the cards. Ace of Swords in reverse. Wow. Ace of Swords is a declaration when it's upright. It's an announcement. Precisely what that was in reverse. Ruthless, strategic, intended, in my opinion, reading energy, intended to do maximum damage. Very harsh energy, the Ace of Swords in reverse. It's my personal opinion, just based on this card, that the timing was absolutely impeccable, absolutely intentional, and message I would have imagined received in Montecito. But let's get to the actual reading. That's the underlying energy that sits under everything. That is a massive card. Very interesting energy in that card. So, situation we're dealing with. And we got the King of Cups in reverse. That's an interesting card, because that's coming through for me as Prince William. Now, I'm not suggesting for 1 second that Prince William phoned Tay up and said, hey, by the way, I've heard you're engaged. Can you drop the announcement now while that insert Wicked Witch, whatever you would like to insert, while her show is dropping on Netflix. I doubt it very much, but it's someone's energy that's coming through is upset, whose world has been turned upside down recently, and that for me is Prince William's energy. It's just coming through. And we know that he took Princess Charlotte along to the concert while the Princess of Wales was going through her cancer treatment last year, and they had photos backstage and Charlotte was beside herself with delight and all of that. So we saw all of that, and I think there's a connection there. I think there is, and I think there's an awareness of what he's been through at a personal level in his family life, and also on a more public level, thanks to Madame in Montecito, and also there has been, let's not forget. So it's interesting that he has shown up as the central issue. It's not Catherine's energy that's showing up. It's, in my opinion, Prince William's energy that's showing up. So what does Taylor Swift think of Meghan Markle? Just generally, what does she think of her? Ooh. Well, there you have it. My favourite card when I do these royal readings. It really is the Devil. Old Scratch has shown up. It's in reverse, which is interesting because it gives me two stories. The first is that she really, really, really believes that Meghan is absolutely toxic. That's my energy reading. That is my opinion and my speculation. And all for fun and entertainment. Very toxic card, very damaging. It's also got an obsessive energy. The Devil is about obsession, addiction, being fixated, and possibly dangerously so. All of that energy is coming through in that card for me as an energy reader. Of course, also, well, that's one reason why the card is in reverse, because it's that extra energy of toxicity and obsession and possibly danger. I think she thinks she's a very disturbed individual. That's my opinion. That's my personal reading of the energy. But also, because the card is in reverse, if anyone has the power to overcome that devil energy and put it in its place and save almost Prince William and his family from this devil energy, is Taylor Swift. She is such a cultural icon. Think what you like of her. I'm not a fan of her music, and you know, the whole Tay thing passed me by pretty much. But I am aware of her, and I'm aware of the power she wields. And she's wielding it with this Devil card in reverse. She's wielding it with this sword, this Ace of Swords in reverse. It's a sword of truth and justice, and she's wielding it, interestingly, I believe. So, was the timing of this announcement intentional? I have intention on the tarot table already, in my opinion, but let's have a look and see what the tarot wants to tell us as well. There they are. Isn't that funny? One of those very literal moments with tarot, and the Lovers is the couple with their announcement. It's about choices, the Lovers card, more than about literally a couple uniting in a very positive way, in a very public way, with this very public declaration that took them 2 weeks to get around to. But it's choices. It's a big choice. I'm talking about timing. Was it intentional? And I get the choice card. Deliberation, thinking about something. When should we do it? Oh, I know. My personal reading of this card, yes. It's positive, it's upright, so it doesn't look obvious. If you're not following the Meghan Markle story closely, you wouldn't think it, you wouldn't know it. But to those that are following the story closely, or to those even very intimately connected with the story and very hurt by the behavior of little Miss Markle. It's deliberate, in my opinion. So, how was this news received in Montecito? As I say, I'm sure she was basking in the glory of that yellow ensemble, the Bloomberg interview, and headline news all over the place. How was the news received? Oh, Five of Swords in reverse. Oh, calamity. That the conflict card, and it's winners and losers, the Five of Swords in reverse. Didn't see this coming. Didn't suspect that this would happen. She was already indignant about the timing of the album news. And we heard it. It was made known. It was public. Didn't see this little stabby coming from this little mouse. There's Meghan in the red dress. And the little mouse came along and gave her a stab when she least expected it. And to mix metaphors, took the wind right out of her sails. She managed to lose, and lose heavily in the moment when she thought she was winning, which is why that Five of Swords is in reverse. Upright, it's the victory card, but victory at the expense of everyone else and everything else. Hollow victory. And in reverse, you lose, and you lose heavily, and it rankles. And this really rankled, and then she had to get some minion to post on Instagram, liked by the Duchess of Sussex. Or no, she doesn't put the in. We're going to talk about that next today. So rather a pleasing little reading for me energetically, I have to say. Schadenfreude being one of my shall we say vices. Anyway, let's move on to the Waleses. How did they feel about the timing of this announcement? Could they care less? Did they note it? What? Oh, they loved it. Ace of Wands. They loved it in every possible way. I'm actually getting quite emotional when I see that. Got happy news. It's delighted energy. First of all, because I'm sure there was a thrilled little princess dancing around and celebrating Princess Charlotte. But I also think that it was like one for them, a victory for them, a positive maneuver. I think gave them a real lift. It's coming through very strongly for me energetically. Not Schadenfreude, not like I'm feeling now, but just happiness, positive, good news, overshadow what who's up to in Montecito, and just someone on their side, someone to lift their spirit, someone to give them a boost, much needed boost I'm getting. And I think that, again, whatever you think of Taylor Swift, I think she realized it, King of Cups in reverse, and she took the opportunity to send this message, this very powerful message. And the message in this Ace of Swords in reverse was received very clearly in Montecito, not in a good way, but done very subtly with that Lover's card. So that's the reading. Hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.